There are so many things that you can do when you start creating content that it can be incredibly overwhelming. But today we're going to take a look at one of the masters of communication and how they use a system consistently to help them create their content. We're talking about Dave Ramsey today. If you've never watched Dave Ramsey before, his main focus is on personal finance and helping people get out of debt. And he's been doing this for a long time. I myself have used Dave Ramsey's plan to get myself out of debt, and his advice is simple and powerful. What we're going to look at today is how he answers questions using his methodology and how we can apply that to our own content creation. Let's take a look at this clip right here from the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
You too. How can we help?
Well, I'm new to your plan. I just found it maybe a month ago, and I'm in a serious amount of debt. Right now, I have a total of $745,000 worth of debt, and
Wow.
I'm really anxious to get out of it.
All right, let's stop right there. So, caller comes in. A lot of great lessons right here. At this point, this clip is from 4 years ago. Dave Ramsey has been doing his call-in show for 29 years. 29 years, he's basically been taking these calls. And this person who's calling stated, first time hearing about you. This is Dave Ramsey. He's not a mystery if you're looking in the personal finance world. But I think it's a lesson to all of us. Like, he has been consistently doing this show for 29 years at this point, even though it started incredibly small. 29 years later, this person just found them 4 months ago. So it's just a lesson for us all, just to be like, we can never talk about what we're doing and how we're doing it enough. Somebody's first day is today. Now, question comes in, person's confused, they want to start the program. Where Dave Ramsey really shines here is that he doesn't just start answering the question. He still gets more fact-finding information, which is a lesson for me and a lesson for you, where it's just understand the full situation before you start going into your system. It's about the person, not your thing, until you understand what the person needs. So watch how Dave Ramsey asks more questions here.
What kind of debt do you have?
So I have it all broken down. Well, I have a home, and it's $525,000.
I feel better already.
Yeah, for real. I just exhaled.
I was afraid you had $745,000 student loan debt or something. I didn't know what to tell you. Okay.
All right, so we'll stop it right there. So he asks a clarifying question, gets more information, and gives that person who they're talking to a little bit of a break.
No.
But yeah, $525,000 on the home. What's that home worth, by the way?
So right now it's about worth about 700.
Okay, cool. All right, and what's the other 220,000?
I have 150 in student loan.
Mm-hmm.
I have you're gonna get upset, but I have 20 in timeshare.
Mm-hmm.
And 30 personal loan, 10 in car, and 10 in credit card.
Okay. All right. And who's the personal loan to? A bank?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And are you a doctor or a lawyer?
Neither, nurse practitioner.
Oh, no, that's good. Okay. All right.
Okay. So I think he's got enough information at this point to go into what he wanted to go into. I don't know if he has his salary yet. Let's see if he gets his salary.
I thought with that student loan bill, there better be something involved here. So what are you making?
So right now I make $135,000.
Good news. And you're what, 28?
And then I expect 30.
30. Okay, close
and
enough.
I expect my my salary's going to go up to about 150 to 180 in the next year.
Excellent. Okay, good.
Dave Ramsey has had the same get out of debt system for as long as I've known him, and I've known him personally we're good friends. No, I've known him in my life since 2006, and it's always been the baby steps. We know that Dave has the caller, he has the show. We may not know that he has a product called Financial Peace University. Financial Peace University is based on the 7 baby steps. This is Dave's system. I don't own this. He owns this. This is his whole thing. But it is his methodology to how he addresses all of the questions that he's going to get. So he's listening to this guy. He's not saying that he can't cover his bills. He's saying that he doesn't know where to start. So he might skip step 1 and say, like, this guy can save $1,000. We're not really going to go out there. He might go for the bigger piece. He might go to straight step 2, paying off the debt, except for the house, using the debt snowball. So we'll see how he goes. But again, it's just kind of his methodology of where he is with this caller. And this is what you can take away with people who ask you questions. You might not be having a conversation with them, but it's kind of like, how do we tell the story of what we're doing? Now, personal finance is something that's widely searched. I mean, this video is pretty darn popular. We're looking at, if I were to take a guess, probably in the hundreds of thousands of views for something like this. Let's see how right I am. Beep. It is 280,000 views on this video. And Ramsey has videos that have millions and millions and millions of views. So this is not his most popular, not his most unpopular. I would say this is pretty much a vanilla call for him. But like his methodology, even if I pulled up a different one, would not be that much different. It's like, hear where they are, ask clarifying questions, get to the heart of what's going on, then apply your system to it. And it's all just working into, okay, here's the course of action that you can take. So if you're in a service industry or you're in an industry that solves people's problems, you probably already know having the customer answer fact-finding questions before you provide the solution helps you provide a better solution. So let's go back to Dave. Let's see what he's got going on here. And
that's good news. All right. Are you married?
No.
Okay. Cool. So, what is it you want to accomplish here?
I just, I made a lot of mistakes, and I kind of just want, the best way to get on track. I'm the first in my family to ever graduate college and even have, some level of success with money. And, I want to make sure I change, my family's tree. So,
well, congratulations.
That's awesome.
On a bad note. I want to just fix it.
It's a wonderful start. Good for you.
It's awesome, man.
So,
well, the bad news is there's a mess.
All right. So I think now we're at the end of all the fact-finding questions, and we're at the advice part.
The good news is that the hole that you're in, compared to the shovel that you have, 130 to 180 income, is this is very doable. Okay. So it just depends on how quickly you want to do this and how deeply you want to sacrifice. Obviously, the more deeply you sacrifice, the quicker you'll get out. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because we'll use more of your income to clean up the mess, the more deeply you sacrifice, and or you sell that house and you've gotten rid of most of it. So, not suggesting you do that, but I'm just saying those are sacrifices. No life, no house, but the debt's all gone, and you start fresh. And you could do that pretty quick. Mm-hmm. I don't think I would in your case. I think I would if I were in your shoes. I'd hold on to the house, and let's plow through $220,000 worth of debt, making $150 to $200. Let's just play with some numbers. If you put $50,000 on it or $75,000 on it, it takes you 3 years, which is $2,000 a month. No, it's not. I wish it was $2,000 a month. It's not even close.
Yeah, it's way more than that.
$6,000 a month. Thank you. But anyway, yeah, if you do that, that's $75,000 a year. you'll be debt-free in 3 years. Translation, you have absolutely no life. You're working so many overtime shifts, your eyes are crossing. You are living on beans and rice and beans. You are not going on vacation, and you're not going to see the inside of a restaurant unless you're working there as your extra job, which you shouldn't do as a nurse practitioner. You ought to be nursing as your second job.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that was a lot. Where are we in this? What are we thinking? We're thinking he's given him the reality. So that's what he's known for. Dave is known for being direct and to the point when he needs to be. He's got somebody. He changes his tone for who he's talking to. If he needs to wake somebody up, he's going to have that tone. If he needs to challenge somebody, he has this tone. If he needs to, he has a lot of people call in with a lot of family trouble, things that go wrong in their lives. He handles them appropriately as well. But this is a big deal conversation that he's having with this person, preparing them mentally for the thing. So he's giving them the solutions like, hey, you have enough in your life to cover this. You've got it. This is how you do it. Now, he has a product that will help people walk through this step by step by step. Will the transition from this, after he kind of has a back and forth with this person, lend itself to him signing that person up? Dave usually gives it away to callers, so he should be then mentioning financial piece, mentioning the product to help this person, Cameron, get where they want to get to. So let's see what they got.
I can do that.
I kind of think you can.
I know you can.
All right, so everybody knows that he can.
I think you're the guy. Because did you follow the math with me? 75 times 3 is 2.25.
Yeah.
But $75,000, $6,000 a month out of your income means you're working extra and you are living on nothing. And you're going to list these debts smallest to largest, and you're going to attack them with a vengeance.
And your community, who has seen you as the guy that got out, the first guy to go to college, the first guy to get the big fancy job, the guy that works in the hospital, is not going to understand why you're driving a crummy car and working on the weekends. They're not going to understand why you're not picking up the tab, and that's why they're broke. And this is the gut-wrenching moment when you change your family tree with the hard stuff now.
Honestly, Cameron, the people that have done this stuff that we've worked with for over 30 years, the ones that are the most successful, care the least about what other people think.
Oh, right there. The huge proof. The people who have been the most successful are people who don't care what other people think about what they're doing. Of 30 years working with people, because Dave was doing this before he had the radio show. 30 years working with people, the people who have the most success don't care what other people think. Huge. If you have that experience as an over 40 creator, that is the reassurance that you can give the person on the other side of the screen, on the other side of the table, the person kneecap to kneecap with you. This is hard-earned information that is now being passed on. Hey, you can do this. Everybody here thinks you can do this. The people who have the most success don't care what other people think about it. And it sounds like you could do this too. Awesome. Just masterclass.
Caring what other people think will kill you on this. So if broke people are making fun of your financial plan, you're always on track.
Now, that is like a ism for Dave Ramsey. He's going to say that. You watch him, listen to him for a week straight. He's going to say something like that almost every single episode, at least once, probably more. And as people get to know you, you might have something like that, something that you always say. So don't be afraid to use cliche. Don't be afraid to use your own sayings about things that are uniquely you, and unique to your industry. I mean, Dave Ramsey is in probably one of the most highly searched areas of people's lives. What is it? Love, relationships, finance. Like those are the top two searches that people do. Health and fitness. That's what people are looking for, and he's in this space. So yeah, he gives you a little wit and wisdom. You can do that too for your space, because it's just like if you've ever had a skiing lesson or seen the episode of South Park where they talk about French fry pizza, that is everywhere. So don't be afraid to use the things that are in your business, the sayings, the expressions in your own stuff, because boom, it'll make sense. Boom, we'll bring the boom.
Okay, I really appreciate it.
So,
just really quick, you don't think I should get rid of the house?
Not unless you have to. If you can lean into it for 3 years, if you want to move anyway, okay, that's fine. But if you want to hold on to a piece of California real estate, which is not a bad idea, and you want to lean into this and bust it, then I think you can keep the house and still be done in 3 years or sooner. If I thought it was going to take you 10 years, I'd sell the house.
Okay.
But the math says it's not if Cameron says he can do it, and it's all up to Cameron now. But we'll help you. We have a thing called Ramsey Plus, and we're going to give you a 1-year subscription to that, and that puts you into the Financial Peace University class. It puts you into the Every Dollar premium version of the budgeting app. It puts you into...
All right, so there it is. So closes the call out, telling him that he can do it, transitioning into talking about his product. So not only is he helping Cameron, he's giving it away to Cameron, but you as a listener, somebody who's watching this, so here's Ramsey Plus, here's what this is. You might have the same feelings, you might have the same thing. Now it's a true call to action in your head of like, hey, what Ramsey Plus has the financial piece. It's what helps Cameron walk through this. I want to do this. I know where to go. And he's going to mention this every time, it seems like. It's going to come up. And it doesn't matter how many times you hear it, because, again, he's been doing this for 29 years at this point, 33 years this year in 2025. He's still mentioning his products. He never stops mentioning his products. He never stops mentioning what he does for people. Masterclass. Let's head to a piece of paper and see how we can apply these things to our own content. Okay, so let's take a look at this and let's think about it in our content. So like, we want to solve a problem. That is one of the bigger things that we can make content about, right? We want to solve a problem. Well, if we want to solve a problem, we want to have someone with a problem. So we want to identify the problem. So Dave Ramsey does that by the first question of like, how can I help? And the person tells the story. But again, he does not race into solution phase. He asked the clarifying question. So he asked the questions to clarify. All right, now those are out there. More information in this particular one. It was like, hey, here's where my debt is. Over 500,000 is my house. 200,000 is spread out between all of these things. Okay. And then it's, hey, I've got this much income, this much revenue. And that's what it is. All right. So once properly identified, apply system. So in this case, right, we had, i.e., the baby steps. So the system that you have is the system of how you answer questions, or how people in your industry, or in particular you, handle it. This is the thing that makes you special. So where I'm trying to solve the problem right now is I'm trying to solve the problem of like, how do I solve a problem in content? So that's the problem. So, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, I start by just answering a question. It's like, okay, but do we know deeper what that question's really about? So it might be like, hey, none of this stuff that I'm making works. Okay, what have you done? Well, I made one video. Okay, what are you thinking about for your second video? Or I made one video and one person watched it and they said that they hated it. Okay, can't apply a system. We can apply a system to that specific problem. So, if it's, hey, okay, let me understand. When you read that negative comment, did that hurt your feelings? Did that make you feel bad? Did you turn over your whole emotional well-being to that feedback? Okay, well, that's a different application of a system. That might be my, self-confidence answers. Like, this is how you gain self-confidence, or this is what you need to do in those. So like, we only can answer with a system when we clearly know through clarifying what the problem is. Like yesterday I was on a call and I was listening to a call. I wasn't running the call or anything like that. But right now Gary Vee is running a challenge. Gary Vee is talking, and he's talking about content, and he's talking about exactly this type of stuff. And he's saying, he asked the question, who has put out 2 pieces of content and has never sold anything, and are frustrated about it? And like a whole bunch of people were like, us. And Gary Vee has done enough content and put enough stuff out there to have the authority to apply his system of, you haven't put out enough. You need to put out more. You need to tell more people about it. So to solve a problem, we've got to identify the problem is, ask more questions, clarify that, make sure that we're answering and solving the right problem. And then once we've properly identified that, apply the system. And once we've properly identified and applied the system, and if it's a system, then it's like, we know it works. It's not a guess. It's a system. It's how we solve problems. If you're a roofer, a contractor, there's a way that your stuff works. It's okay, we've identified the problem. You have water pouring for the roof. So it's not just that you need shingles. There's probably water damage underneath this. This is what we do and how we do this. How long has it been like that? How long? All of these questions. Oh, I'm in, food service, or I'm in catering. Okay, great. What is the event? How many people are you expecting? Do you know if there's dietary restrictions? Like, all of these clarifying things help you. And it's like, I know we know this, but here's the deal. We forget this. The camera light comes on and we aren't talking about these things because we are now thinking about how I can present myself best for the camera, which is really why I wanted to do this, because I'm really recording this as a live and then editing it down from a live. So you get to see me make all the mistakes. You get to see me take too long, because I'm getting my systems together. I'm getting how I solve the problem of, I want to create content that resonates. I want to illuminate the excellence of what I do. So this is how I go through it. And this is really why, when you watch people like Dave Ramsey, or you watch people like Alex Hormozy, or you watch people like Gary Vee, or you watch somebody in the field that you love, they all kind of attack problems in a similar way that's unique to them. Gary Vee will answer a question in a way sometimes that could make people bristle, but he cuts to it. Dave Ramsey cuts to it. Hormozy has seen it enough that he knows what's going on. He knows human nature. He knows how these things run. He'll let you answer all the questions, and he'll ask all the clarifying questions, because sometimes there is something left of field happens. But these are our big takeaways. In order to properly solve a problem in a content world, we've got to identify what the problem is. And we don't always have to have a person speaking on the other end. We can say, I've had a client, right, who had this problem. But really, once I started asking the questions, because this is you diving into your niche. This part, right, asking the questions that clarify, is you diving deep in your niche to make it resonate. Because if you're making entertainment content, business content is like, I don't do these things. But if you do business content, you're going to have the ability to clarify. But if you are doing, if you are doing entertainment, you need somebody to talk to the entertainment problems, which is, I'm doing a podcast about Legos and nobody cares. It's like, okay, what are you doing to promote? What are you doing to connect with a community of Lego owners? How much stuff are you putting out there? Are you commenting on other people's Lego videos? Are you becoming part of their community? Do you want to bring people over? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we need to do a better job of clarifying what the problem is. And that's what I have to do here when I'm trying to solve a problem for a content creator, in this case, the content creator of myself, but especially for you, because I want you to have success and I want you to have your content dreams come true. And once we have properly identified the problem, then we can apply our system. Then we can say, you know what? This is what we do inside of Illuminate Your Excellence. If you're wondering what Illuminate Your Excellence is, it's my workshop that helps people start creating, but start creating on the right foot. And if you're looking for more information about when that workshop is, we have a wait list that is starting. It's in the description of this video, and I even pinned it as a comment. You can go there right away, and I'd love to talk to you about that. So thank you, Dave Ramsey, for being one of the best communicators in the game. Thank you for helping me get out of debt. Thank you for watching this video. Solve a problem today. Identify it, clarify it, and apply your own system. And man, you can make millions and millions and millions of pieces of content based off of that.